From Hollywood, Crisco and Ivory Snow bring you Glamour Manor. Every day at this time, Monday through Friday, Procter & Gamble, makers of wonderful Ivory Snow for speedier dishwashing for snow white hands.
And Crisco, the pure all-vegetable shortening,
Bring you Glamour Manor with the songs of Ernie Newton and the music of Harry Lubin and his orchestra, and starring Cliff Arquette. As we look in on the lobby of Glamour Manor and find Mr. Arquette, the owner-manager, and his assistant, Tyler McVeigh, poring over a letter from Tyler's childhood sweetheart, the time-honored adage, an old flame never dies, comes to mind. And we ask ourselves, why not?
Lorraine was so beautiful. We were so much in love. You know, we planned to run away and be married, but neither of us could get our freedom.
Couldn't get your freedom.
No. Our kindergarten teacher watched us like a hawk.
Oh, Tyler, why didn't you tell me you were just kids? I thought it was something serious.
Oh, it was serious to me. Gosh, I'll never forget the trouble I took to find a ring for her. I'd open a box, look at the ring, and say no. And then I'd open another one. You know, Mr. Arquette, before I found just the right ring for Lorraine, I must have gone through at least 50 boxes of Crackerjacks.
What were you looking for, the Hope Diamond? Look, Tyler, when you were a kid back in Bay City, Michigan, what did you know about women? You were just a little country boy.
Oh, listen, Mr. Arquette, there's an old Bay City proverb that says, it takes a country boy to know the best tomato in the garden. And believe me, Lorraine Budge is some tomato. I can hardly wait till she gets out here.
Hey, her letter says she's got a movie contract. Guess she must be beautiful, huh? Well, I suppose you'll take up with her from where you left off. Tyler, what are you staring out into space like that for?
I'm trying to remember where we left off. Gosh, just think of me going around with a movie star. She'll probably take me to all the expensive night spots.
Yeah, but Tyler, what about Gloria? What'll she think of you going out with another girl?
Oh, gosh, that's right. Oh, I know. We'll just take her along.
Oh, Tyler, don't you know that three's a crowd?
Gee, I never thought of that. Oh, I'll tell you what. I don't care anything about nightclubs. I'll stay home.
Tyler, take my advice. If anyone ever offers you a penny for your thoughts, grab it. Now, look, Tyler, I'm sure Lorraine Budge is very beautiful and glamorous, and I'm sure she'll take you to the expensive restaurants and nightclubs. But no matter what sacrifices I have to make, I'm not going to stand by and watch her wreck your romance with Gloria.
Well, what are you going to do?
Well, I'll just have to let Lorraine take me to the nightclub.
When they say man's best friend is his mother. Now, look, Mother.
Not
I mean, Mr. Arquette.
Not another word now, Tyler, please. I'm not going to let you break Gloria's heart.
What?
I'm not going to let you do it. I'm not going to let you break her heart. You hear me? I'm so mad I don't know what to say. And if you value your job, you'll do as I say.
Yeah, but what can I do? She's coming to see me.
Well, now, look, all you have to do is tell her one little white lie. Say you're married to Gloria. And then, of course, you might tell her what a great guy I am.
One little white lie and one big black lie.
That's enough, Tyler. Now, I'm going up to my room and get dressed. And when Lorraine gets here, you call me on the house phone.
Yeah, okay, I will. Gosh, I kind of had my heart set on seeing those fancy nightclubs. I guess Mr. Arquette's right. Gloria's really the only girl for me.
Yeah, hello, Tyler boy. Yeah. Say, you're looking kind of sad this morning. Anything wrong?
No, not exactly, Cap.
Yeah?
I was just thinking about girls and how they complicate a fellow's life.
You know, Tyler, the trouble with you is you take women too seriously. You ought to be like me. I just love them and leave them. Yeah.
Yeah, I know, Cap. You love them. You propose to them.
Yeah.
When they turn you down, you leave them.
Yeah, why shouldn't I? What chance has a man got for a happy marriage with a woman who turns him down?
Yeah.
Tell me that. Don't stand there.
Well, you're right, Cap.
Sure,
You gotta
man.
watch them.
And, Tyler, the promises they make you.
There was one girl I knew promised that if we got married, she'd cook 5 times better than any other woman, that I'd be 5 times as rich as I was before, and that she'd make me 5 times as happy.
Gee, that sounds almost perfect. Whatever happened to her?
I don't know. Last time I heard of her, she'd gone off to Canada and married some fella named Dione.
Well, what do you care? Those promises of hers were probably just a lot of talk anyway.
Oh, yeah. Then there was another girl, Tylee. Oh, she was a humdinger. And so sweet to me. You know, she promised me that if I could have every Friday night out with the boys.
Oh, that was nice of her.
Yeah, I kind of hated to leave her waiting at the church.
You mean you didn't show up for the wedding?
Of course I didn't, Tylee. It was Friday night. That's a joke, Tyler.
Oh, Cap. I should have known better than to expect any sensible advice about women from you.
Well, I done the best I could. Hey, here comes Terry. Why don't you tell him your troubles? I gotta be running along.
Yeah, okay. Oh, hey, Terry, come here, will you? I want to talk to you.
What's the matter? You look upset.
Well, tell me, Terry, don't you ever have trouble with your girlfriends?
Trouble, Tyler? Of course not. I'm always saving my girlfriends from trouble. Take Doris. I went over to see her yesterday, and a good thing I arrived when I did, too. Big Ben was all wound up.
Big Ben the clock?
No, Big Ben the Cluck. He's Doris's married brother. I got there just in time, Tyler. He was using a bar on him.
The girls?
No, the dishes. Imagine a mile bar soap for dishes. I told him it was safe enough for hands, but so doggone slow. His wife gave me her hand.
Did you take it?
Yeah, right on the chin. She was so upset, thought I was suggesting strong granulated soap for dishes. She knew it was speedy, but it might make her hands all red and rough.
Gosh, that's awful. But she shouldn't have gone and hit you.
Oh, don't worry. I let her have it.
You mean a haymaker?
No, a box of ivory snow. One soap that's both safe for hands in the dishpan and fast. I explained to her that ivory snow is the only soap, both ivory mild and granulated, for speedy sudsing. There's no other soap like it. Gee, she was mad.
Mad?
Yeah, mad for ivory snow. I told her for dishwashing it's safe as the mildest bar soap, yet far faster. And fast as the strongest granulated soap, yet far safer. And then I saw stars.
You mean she hit you again?
No, Tyler, I saw stars in her eyes because now she knew her troubles were over. For speedier dishwashing, for snow-white hands, it's Wonderful Ivory Snow. S-N-O-W. You see, Tyler, you got to be kind and helpful to women. Oh, hello, Gloria.
Good morning, Terry. Hi, Tyler.
Morning, Gloria.
Well, Tyler, if you need any more advice about women, you know where to find me. So long.
Yeah, so long, Terry.
Say, Tyler, why are you asking for advice about women?
Well, you see, Gloria,
Yeah?
do you think you could act like a devoted wife to me?
Why, Tyler. Well, gosh, what brought this on?
Mr. Arquette, he says we gotta be married.
He says. Well, I'd like to know what business it is of his.
Well, now, don't get excited, Gloria. It'll only be for a few days.
Why, the monster. Well, what does he think I am, Tyler? A female Tommy Manville? Now, look, when I get married, it's not going to be for just a few days. I want a home and children.
Oh, we can have children. Any number and any age you want.
Why, Tyler McVeigh, you fiend.
Yeah, but Gloria, I'm not asking this for myself. The only reason we have to be married and have children for a few days is for Lorraine's benefit.
Lorraine? Lorraine who?
Lorraine Budge, of course.
Oh, why, of course, naturally. What other Lorraine would we get married and have children for?
Hey, Gloria, look. Coming in the lobby, it's her. It's she.
Who?
Lorraine Budge, of course.
Oh.
Oh, wait till you see her up close, Gloria. She used to be the most beautiful child in Bay City.
Well, if it ain't old Tyler, how to do, Tyler?
My gosh, Lorraine, how you've changed.
Well, Ty, you've changed a mite yourself.
Yeah, you've certainly changed.
Well, I guess we've both changed.
Yeah, I guess we have.
Yep, guess so.
Well, people certainly do change, don't they?
Yep, they do. They change all right.
Yeah, they sure do.
Pardon me for interrupting, but may I venture an opinion?
Oh, sure, Gloria, go ahead.
It just occurred to me that people certainly do change.
Oh, by the way, Lorraine, I'd like you to meet Gloria, my wife.
Your wife? You married, Ty? My, that's news to me.
It's news to me, too.
Well, well, if that don't beat all. Got yourself any youngins?
Oh, yes. 8 or 10.
Gosh almighty, what happened? Did you lose count?
Well, you see, she hasn't been home for a few days.
I declare to goodness. Well, Ty, if I know your kids, they must be an ambitious lot.
Oh, yes, indeedy. Why, just the other day, my little son, what's his name, told me he wanted to be a doctor.
A doc, eh? Now, ain't that fine?
Yes, isn't it? And one of the other boys, little, whatchamacallit, wants to be a fireman. But I keep telling him he should grow up to be a lawyer so he could sue his father for non-support.
Say, dear, don't you think you ought to be running along home to see that the kiddies take their naps?
Oh, yes, dear. And that reminds me, I must stop at the drugstore and pick up a fresh bottle of chloroform. Well, goodbye, Lorraine.
Goodbye, Gloria. Well, Ty, that's a mighty pretty gal you got there, but she looks kind of puny.
Well, Gloria's quite a delicate girl.
Yep, don't look like she'd be much good hitched to a plow. Well, Ty, I must say that finding you married has kind of put a crimp in my plans. Kind of figured on you and me teaming up together now that I'm a movie actress.
Well, now, don't you worry, Lorraine. I got a boyfriend all lined up for you.
A boyfriend? Now, that's right neighborly of you, Ty.
Yeah, he said he was crazy to meet you. Until you walked in just now, I didn't realize how crazy he is. Hey, wait, I'll get him on the telephone. Hello?
Yeah, Tyler, let me talk to her.
Yeah, okay. Hey, here, Lorraine, he wants to talk to you.
Well, now, ain't that sweet? Hello there.
Ah, Lorraine. How's the most beautiful girl in Bay City, Michigan?
Oh, now, Mr. Arquette.
Just call me Clifford. Now, Lorraine, let's get one thing straight. All your dates in Hollywood are booked up by me.
Why, you sweet thing. I'll tear up my date book.
Lorraine, from now on, it's you and me. And I'm going to rush right downstairs for my first look at that beautiful face that matches that sweet voice.
I'll be a-waiting for you. Well, Ty's on his way down. He wants to meet me face to face.
Uh-huh. I'm afraid he's going to want to meet me foot to back.
Say, Ty, look, that man rushing down the stairs. Is that Clifford?
Yeah, that's Mr. Arquette.
Hey, Tyler, where's Lorraine? Tyler, not.
Yes, Mr. Arquette. This is Lorraine.
Hello, Clifford. Well, I tore up my date book just like you told me.
Yeah. Hello. Tyler, I thought Lorraine was a movie star.
And so I am, Clifford. And you know what?
What?
All I hope is that my leading man, Mr. Boris Karloff, likes me as much as you do.
Time now for a musical intermission as Ernie Newton sings Zing Went the Strings of My Heart with Harry Lubin and his orchestra.
Dear, when you smiled at me, I heard a melody. It haunted me from the start. Something inside of me started a symphony. Zing went the strings of my heart. 'Twas like a breath of spring. I heard a robin sing about a nest set apart. All nature seemed to be in perfect harmony. Zing went the strings of my heart. Your eyes made skies seem blue again. What else could I do again but keep repeating through again? I love you, love you. I still recall the thrill. I guess I always will. I hope we'll never depart. Dear, with your lips to mine, a rhapsody divine. Sing went the strings of my heart. Dear, when you smiled at me, I heard a melody. It haunted me from the start. Something inside of me started a symphony. Sing went the strings of my heart. On the strings of my heart.
My grannies, ain't it pretty out here in the garden? Don't set so far away, Clifford. Move in close.
Oh, all right.
That's better. You know, Clifford, this reminds me of down home. Every evening I'd go out and sit with Homer in the hog pen.
You and Homer sat in the hog pen?
Of course we did. Where else would you sit with a hog? You know, Clifford, there's something about them sad eyes of yours and that turned-up nose that reminds me of Homer.
Now, wait a minute. How can you sit here and talk to me as if I were a hog?
Well, it's easy, Clifford, to just close my eyes and pretend you're a Homer. And it's the next best thing I have to having him here in person.
I got to lose some weight.
Clifford, will you do me a little favor?
What?
Just while we're sitting here tonight, would you mind wearing this ring in your nose?
Oh, now, wait a look here. If you're so crazy about that hog, why don't you bring him to Hollywood with you?
Well, after all, I couldn't ask Homer to trade his nice, clean sty for a room in a hotel like this. But let's talk about us, Clifford.
About us?
Yeah. You know, when I left Bay City, my old papa told me that now that I was going to be in the movies, I ought to get a good, honest man to look after me. And, Clifford, I think I've met the man.
Well, now, as I was saying, you mustn't take those promises I made too seriously. You see...
I'll never forget the look that come into Pappy's eye when he said it. He was a-setting there a-cleaning his shotgun.
Lorraine, you mean if a fellow was to, well, trifle with your affections, that your father would...
Uh-huh, right between the eyes.
Tyler. Oh, Tyler. Now quit trying to sneak out of the lobby. Come over here.
Oh, hello, Mr. Arquette. Have a bite of cake.
So, you certainly got me in a fine mess with this Lorraine.
Better have some. It's one of those new Crisco cakes. Quake made it.
The most beautiful girl in Bay City. It takes a country boy to pick a tomato.
And they're so much richer, you know.
What a lemon that tomato turned out to be.
Come on, try some. Yum, yum.
Not only that. What did you say?
I said yum, yum.
Oh. Not only that, but if I don't do right by her, old man will come out here looking for me with his shotgun blazing.
Oh, all right, Mr. Arquette. But it's your own fault. You said that for Gloria's sake, you wanted to make a sacrifice.
Okay, Tyler, okay, but I didn't mean my life. You got me into this, Tyler. Now you get me out.
Well, gosh, Mr. Arquette, I don't know what to do. Oh, hey, look, here comes Camp Billy. Maybe he'll have an idea.
Boy, I hope so.
Yeah, hiya, fellas. Well, what's doing around here? What's doing?
Say, look, Cap, we need your advice. Lorraine Budge, my childhood sweetheart from Bay City, is stuck on Mr. Arquette.
Oh, you mean that female with a face that looks like it was put on by a paper hanger with St. Vitus dance?
Yeah, that's the one.
That's the one.
Have you got any ideas about how we can get rid of her?
Well, now, let me think a minute. Let me think. Say, how about... No, they hang you for that.
Now, quit kidding, Cap. She's got me all upset. I'm as upset as a housewife with a sink full of dirty dishes.
Yeah, and no ivory snow for speedier dishwashing and snow white hands.
Say, how about getting her interested in somebody else? Maybe Tyler Boy, for instance.
Oh, no, you see, I'm all tied up with Gloria.
Cap, maybe you have something there. Maybe we could get her interested in another man.
No, Clifford, you quit looking at me that way. No, I ain't gonna do it.
But, Cap, you're an old man, and I got my whole life before me.
No, Clifford, it ain't right. I won't.
You will.
I won't.
You will.
I won't.
You will.
I won't. You get another sucker to do your dirty work.
Well, who? Maloney.
Saved by the bell.
Well, Maloney, we were just thinking about you. What? The lawnmower? You certainly may. And keep it just as long as you like. What are we doing? Well, to tell you the truth, we are fighting over a girl. Yeah, Lorraine Budge, the beautiful new movie star. Like to what? Well, she's pretty exclusive, but I guess I can arrange for you to meet her. Where are you? At your hotel? Well, I'll tell you what, Maloney. You stay right where you are, and I'll bring Lorraine over. What? How soon? Maloney will be over before you can say Boris Karloff.
It's Harry Lubin and his orchestra now with their special arrangement of the Jerome Kern tune, Who? Vocal is by Ernie Newton.
Stole my heart away, who makes me dream all day. Dreams I know can never be true. Seems as though I'll ever be blue. Means my happiness too. Would I answer yes to? Well, you ought to guess who? No one but you.
Ty, help me with these here valises, will you?
Why, Lorraine, you're all packed up. Where you going?
I'm moving over to Mr. Maloney's hotel. You know, he's got a real snazzy joint, running water in every room.
Oh, yeah, that's a special service he gives during the rainy season. Well, Lorraine, what finally happened between you and Mr. Arquette? He's a swell guy, isn't he?
Swell guy, my grandma's mustache. He ain't nothing but a no-count tub of lard.
You know, Lorraine, I'd love to hear you say that to his face.
It weren't his face I was a-thinking of, Ty. But that Mr. Maloney, Tyler, now there's a real gentleman. Well, only today I seen him in the dining room of his hotel helping the waitresses with their work.
Oh, really?
Yep. He knew they had enough to do carrying the dirty dishes out after the people left, so he went around to all the tables and picked up their tips and put them in his pocket.
Oh, that's Maloney, all right. A gentleman from the bottom of his feet to the tips of his waitresses. Say, Lorraine, here comes a fellow you should meet. Chef Quigley.
A chef? I thought the chef was a train like the super chef.
No. Quig is our cook, and a darn good one, too.
Why, thank you, Tyler. I appreciate that.
Oh, it's nothing, really. Oh, by the way, Quig, this is Lorraine Budge.
Lorraine, sweet Lorraine. A pleasure, believe me.
Well, if you ain't a sight for sore eyes.
Likewise, I'm sure. You're staying a while, I hope?
Shucks, no.
Well, while you're here, I'd be happy to fix any of your favorite dishes for you.
Don't never eat dishes.
No. No, I mean, don't you have any favorite foods?
Flapjacks. Ain't had 'em in a long time.
Well, I'll fix that. You know, fried foods are my specialty. Crisp, golden brown fried foods.
Gee, thinking about flapjacks kind of makes me homesick.
Oh, Lorraine's from my hometown, you know.
Oh. Well, it's good to see she doesn't have the silly ideas you did about fried foods being hard to digest. I tell you, Lorraine, I thought Tyler was hopeless.
Folks back in Bay City used to say the same thing.
He isn't, though. It was just a matter of showing him how digestible fried foods can be. And you know the way I did it? Got him to try foods fried tender and light in Crisco.
See, that Ty, heat up and try anything.
Oh, Lorraine, you don't understand. Foods fried golden and tender in Crisco not only look digestible, they are. So digestible even youngsters can eat them. I'd like to show you.
Oh, well, you can't. I got my trappings all packed.
Yeah, that's right. She's moving to Maloney's.
Maloney's? Why, he's Mr. Arquette's bitterest enemy. Will he tell her that doctors everywhere say Crisco fried foods are digestible? What does he know about pure all-vegetable Crisco?
Well, he's a mighty fine gentleman.
Oh, you can't. Why, I was just going to show you that Crisco is a wonderful shortening for frying, Lorraine.
Frying Lorraine is already taken care of, Quig. I mean, she's moving.
Oh, wait till I tell Mr. Arquette.
Hello there, boy. Hello.
Hello, Mrs. Wilson. Well, I guess you don't know who this is, do you?
Why, boy, I don't even know what this is.
Now, that's just the kind of a woman I like. She don't pretend to know it all. Howdy, Mrs. Wilson.
Howdy, girl. I'm just guessing, of course.
This is Lorraine Budge, Mrs. Wilson. You know, Lorraine and I were childhood sweethearts.
Oh, now, isn't that nice? My, I'll never forget my childhood sweetheart. He was an army man. fella named Grant.
Grant? General Grant?
Yes, that's the one. I don't know why they made him a general, though. He never did get overseas.
Well, you know how them Yankees stick together.
Oh, the last time I seen him was down in Richmond, Virginia. He was just passing through, though. Heard later he'd moved to New York.
Well, ain't it too bad you lost track of 'em?
Oh, I don't mind so much. Only the other day I met a man who seemed to like me very much.
Wow. Gee, that's nice, Mrs. Wilson.
Said I was very dear to him.
Maybe he'll be your second childhood sweetheart.
You know, Mrs. Wilson, I like you. You make sense. You're the first human being that I've met in Hollywood that talks my language.
Well, dear, I've always said that if you've got to talk, you might as well talk a language.
You know, Mrs. Wilson, I've said the same identical thing 100 times to my pet hog, Homer.
Why, gee, that's silly, Lorraine. How can you talk with a hog?
Easy, Tyler. We use sign language. Homer writes whatever he wants to say in the mud with his nose.
My gosh. That must have been a big job, teaching a hog to write.
It sure was, Ty, and the job ain't over yet. I still got to learn how to read.
Well, dear, why don't you take up pig Latin? I'm a great reader myself. Take to it like duck to water. Why, only last week in night school, my teacher paid me a great compliment about my reading.
He did?
Yes. He said to me, Mrs. Wilson, you have a mind like a first-grade reader. Well, goodbye, boy. Goodbye, girl, I think.
Goodbye, Mrs. Wilson. My goodness, Tyler, there's a woman with good ideas, and they're all fresh, too.
Well, they ought to be. They come vacuum packed.
Well, Ty, I guess I'll be a sashaying over to Mr. Maloney's now.
Oh, now, wait a minute, Lorraine. Here comes Mr. Arquette. He probably wants to say goodbye to you.
Well, all right. I don't bear him no grudge.
Well, Lorraine, you're all packed, I see.
Listen, you, never mind making any comments about how tight my dress is.
But Lorraine,
Clifford, you ain't no gentleman, but there's one thing I can thank you for, and that's introducing me to Mr. Maloney.
Did you see how his face fell when you told him you played the lead in horror pictures?
Well, it must have perked up since, because he's got the license and the papers all signed. And if you'd acted like a gentleman, it could have been you.
Are you kidding? I wouldn't be in Maloney's shoes and be your husband for $500 a week. I'd rather be struck dumb.
Well, Mr. Smarty Pants, it might interest you to know that Mr. Maloney ain't going to be my husband.
What? But I thought
He's going to be my manager, and he ain't getting $500 a week neither. He's getting $1,000.
Hey, Mr. Arquette, speak to me. Say something. Good gosh, he's been struck dumb.
Be sure and tune in to Glamour Manor Monday at this time when Cliff Arquette will be back with his regular cast. Mrs. Wilson, Captain Billy, Gloria Kenyon, Tyler McVeigh, Ernie Newton, Harry Lubin, and his orchestra. Until then, for speedier dishwashing, for snow-white hands, it's wonderful ivory snow.
And for swell-tasting foods, it's digestible, it's pure, all-vegetable Crisco.
Fat is desperately needed. Saving used fat will help prevent soap shortages, help make hundreds of needed products. Save used fat. This is ABC, the American Broadcasting Company.